Those hipsters, I want dance.
I said, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop talking to me. Don't stop giving me things.
What's up guys, it's Ben here bringing you another preview from the 2013 Formula 1 season. Today we'll be talking about the British Grand Prix, round 8 of the season. Now Silverstone is one of the biggest races of the year. It's considered the home of Formula 1 and a lot of the Formula 1 drivers and fans being from England. The circuit itself is pretty high speed. It tests downforce, tyre wear. Majority of the tyre wear comes from the left hand side of the car due to the amount of right hand corners on the track. But this weekend we see new Pirelli compound tyres. There's supposed to be improvements to the wall of the tyre to make it stronger to eliminate delaminations like we saw in Spain with all those punctures and stuff. Also Pirelli have brought their two hardest tyres for this weekend, the hard tyre and the medium compound I believe, and they'll be testing a prototype tyre on the Friday practice 1. I'm not too sure about practice 2 and 3, I'm not entirely sure, maybe you guys can let me know about that. But that prototype tyre is supposed to be even harder than the current tyres we're using. Apparently it was tested in Spain and now they're testing it again in Silverstone here just for additional data. But Silverstone, it's a high-speed circuit, as I said before. It's very flowing, rewards high speed, rewards well-set-up cars with good downforce. So this should suit Red Bull. They traditionally go for a high downforce kind of setup, and tracks like this and Hungary, Spain, they sort of suit this style of track, so they'll be strong. Mercedes, they won't be as quick. They tend to excel in slow-speed corners, which there aren't very many of them in Silverstone, so I can't see Mercedes being as good. They also said that Mercedes were going to cut down on their upgrades and stuff and car development halfway through the year. So we're getting to that sort of stage, whereas the big teams like Red Bull and Ferrari and that, they're going to keep going further into the year. So I think those teams will really catch up, and that'll really hurt Mercedes for the rest of the year. So Ferrari and Lotus, I think they'll be battling for the last spot on the podium, because I think Red Bull will get a 1-2 in this race. So whoever can get the strategy right between Ferrari and Lotus, they'll probably get third. It'll probably be between Alonso and Raikkonen. Their tyre wear should help, but I don't think there'll be any match for Red Bull. Mark Webber is a bit of a specialist around here. He has 2 wins around this track. I don't think Sebastian Vettel has any wins around this track, so that's a quite interesting fact for you guys to know. I don't believe he's won, so he'll be looking to get his first win around here. But in my opinion, I think Mark Webber is just too strong around this track, and I think he'll probably win it this weekend. So that takes me on to my top 10 prediction. I think Mark Webber will take out the race. Sebastian Vettel to come home in second. In third, I have Fernando Alonso. In fourth, Kimi Raikkonen with Nico Rosberg in fifth. Lewis Hamilton in 6th, Felipe Massa in 7th, Jenson Button in 8th, Romain Grosjean in 9th, and in 10th I have Paul di Resta to round out the top 10. Now I think Sebastian Vettel is probably going to put in one of those stonking laps, and he's probably going to get pole in this race. Mark Webber hasn't been all that great qualifying this year, but he might turn it around for the race. I'm not too sure, but it should be a pretty interesting race. I'm not too sure about the forecast. There's generally a high chance of rain around Silverstone and England for that matter, just all year round, so it wouldn't be a Silverstone weekend without a bit of rain, would it? So yeah, let me know what the forecast is for this weekend, because it'll be interesting to know. It might throw a few other teams up there in the mix, like, I don't know, Toro Rosso or something. But yeah, obviously there's a big following of British fans, where there's like 5 or 6 British drivers competing this weekend. Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton, di Resta, Chilton, and somebody else, I think. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how those guys go. Obviously they'll be very motivated, but at the same time they'll feel a lot of pressure to perform, so interesting to see how they go, and how Lewis Hamilton is treated by the fans this weekend, since he's left the British team of McLaren. So it'll be an interesting weekend. I think there'll be about 3 or 4 pit stops in this race. Who knows, the tyre wear could be it's a complete lottery at the moment. I'm not too sure with these Pirelli tyres. The tyre wear is pretty bad around this track, so whoever can manage their tyres will be in good shape for this race. So yeah, it should be a good race too, with a lot of overtaking and, you know, very good racing, as we saw with Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber last year. So we're very much looking to another battle like that. So it'll be pretty interesting to also see maybe Vettel and Webber battling together for the first time since Malaysia. So expect some fireworks, I suppose. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this preview. I'll have a race review, of course, on Sunday afternoon after the race. So keep an eye out for that. But until my next video, guys, I'll see you later. Bye bye.